How does the unbalance state sovereignty and humanitarian intervention? Imagine a world where countries can do whatever they want within their borders, but also where the international community steps in when serious harm happens. That's the challenge the United Nations faces every day. The UN tries to respect each country's independence while also protecting people from mass violence. It all begins with the UN Charter, which says all member states are equal and should handle their own affairs. But it also says the UN has a duty to keep peace and stop atrocities. So, when a country commits serious crimes like genocide or mass killings, the UN can step in. The Security Council has the power to authorize actions, including peacekeeping or even military force, under Chapter 7 of the Charter. This means sovereignty can be set aside if peace and human rights are at risk. Over time, the idea of sovereignty has shifted from absolute control to a responsibility to protect people. This is called the responsibility to protect, or RTP, and it says states should safeguard their citizens. If they fail or refuse, the international community, led by the UN, can intervene. The UN tries to balance these principles by first encouraging peaceful solutions. It promotes diplomacy and dialogue to help states meet their humanitarian duties. When that doesn't work, the UN can deploy peacekeeping missions, but only with the consent of the host country. These missions aim to protect civilians and monitor compliance with international laws. The Security Council's role is key because it makes the final decision on intervention. This ensures actions are collective and legitimate. The UN also weighs the risks of intervening, knowing it can upset sovereignty but also prevent worse violence. The goal is to act within international law and respect the principles in the UN Charter and humanitarian law. So, the UN's way of balancing sovereignty and intervention is about careful judgment. It tries to protect civilians without overstepping, always aiming to uphold peace and human rights. When serious violations happen, the UN steps in, but always within a legal framework that respects the sovereignty of nations while prioritizing the safety of innocent people.